Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. We have breaking news. Nancy Guthrie, the woman who is from Arizona, her mother, her daughter, works for the Today Show. There is getting ready to be a press conference that we are going to go to in just a moment. And we're going to talk about all of that on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace. Smile through pain with a painted face. They call me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is February 3rd, 2026. It is currently 1:23 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States. Hello, early for me, I know. Right now, we are talking about Nancy Guthrie. This is the mother of Savannah Guthrie that hosts the Today Show. And she has been missing since approximately Saturday evening around 9:45. They're getting ready to do a press conference, but we are learning in just the last little bit, number one, that there's DNA. Number two, that there was a trail of blood. Number three, just breaking in just the last few minutes. You know how we all have technology now with when it comes to our health and all of that. We have pacemakers, we have things that checks our blood sugar and all that. Savannah Guthrie's missing mom's pacemaker stopped syncing with her Apple Watch. Reports are now coming in as cops now announce a surprise press conference. And we're getting ready to do, excuse me, we are awaiting that press conference here momentarily. Uh, Not good. Not good. They've been pretty upfront about this since the beginning that they feel like something is very, very wrong here, whatever that is. And hopefully, we're going to know a lot more. They did send DNA. Uh, this morning, we learned that they sent DNA, and hopefully, they are going to get something back on that. Maybe they already did, um, but we will see here shortly once this press conference starts. We got about 4 minutes from what I'm understanding. It's supposed to start around 1:30 Eastern, but I will give you some details on this pacemaker. Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker stopped syncing with her Apple device pre-dawn Sunday. Reports are saying now, as Arizona cops leading the case hastily called a press conference. We're waiting for that. The implanted medical device lost contact with the Apple products belonging to the NBC News star Savannah Guthrie, 84-year-old mother, around 2 a.m., a law enforcement source told Fox. When authorities reached her Arizona home hours later around noon, Nancy's phone and Apple Watch were still inside the house, the source said. So you can take that kind of two ways, right? Because her body wasn't near the Apple Watch or anything. That's, you could take it that way. I don't know if it'll still read if your phone's not next to it. Um, so there's that as well. But remember her watch and everything. And if you see, let me just pull up this photo right here. If you look, she always wears Nancy always wears her watch. And if you look at some of her old pictures here, um, she's always got that watch on, and she's got a pacemaker or whatever. Um, it's just technology. It's the world we live in. As AI becomes more and more, it's going to get even more advanced. Thank you so much, Lady Girl. I do appreciate your support and thank you. Yes, guys, if you would please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate that. This press conference came very, very much unannounced, and very curious to see what they are going to be telling us, right? But if you look at this photo right here, thank you again, Miss Nerdy. Do appreciate you. Oh, let me take this banner down real quick. You see the watch right there. You can certainly see the watch. And leave me 1 second as I check something here. Where'd it go? Okay. Right here. Okay. Disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, Pima County Sheriff. Pima County Sheriff. I'm just going to see if they've got anything on their Facebook at the moment as well. It just makes you wonder, why in the world would someone do this to an 84-year-old woman? You know what I mean? Like, she didn't or doesn't hurt anybody whatsoever. Why would someone take her out of her home? It truly just makes no sense to me whatsoever. So there's nothing on the Pima County as of yet. They have not went live with that yet as well. They're usually always late with the types of press conferences and all that. But Nancy, they said she was not, in like the best of health. Okay. Uh, but her mind was absolutely fine. Was absolutely fine. Oh really? I see. So Savannah's sister is a jewelry designer. Oh, that's neat. That's neat. Seem like a very good family. They very much known to go to church 3 times a week. Savannah has talked about this a lot in the past as well. That's just what they've always done. They're doing air and ground searches, but it significantly slowed down. The sheriff said this morning. He said they're going to continue to slow down, and we're pushing for more of the investigation side. She's an 84-year-old woman who went to bed, and sometimes in the middle of the night, she was removed from her home. And now, here 48 plus hours later, she needs her medical attention. So it's not good, the sheriff said. The Pima County Sheriff's Office is expected to address reporters at 11:30 local time. It's 1:30 Eastern right now. And what do you guys think? Do you think it's the DNA that's back? I mean, that would be really quickly. More cameras that they've gotten footage from. I'm sure that the FBI has really, really been on this. Hey, little black bear, thank you so much, my dear, for your support. Really, really do appreciate that. Thank you very, very much for your support, my dear. Very kind of you. So let's, I'm going to pull this sheriff up. Something that he said. I promise you, the instant that this comes on, we will go straight to it. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Pima County, Arizona, joining us now to discuss the case. And Sheriff, I know you're busy. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Certainly, you're welcome.
And I want to start by kind of going back to the beginning. Can you kind of break down for me how all of this played out over the weekend?
Well, I'm going back to Sunday. It's probably maybe a little bit before 2 in the afternoon. I get a briefing. I get a lot of briefings, and this is from my search and rescue team. We have a pretty robust search and rescue team that does a great job. We've got desert trails and some beautiful mountain terrain, and so sometimes you get hikers who need assistance or they've got lost. And we also have a pretty large retirement community, and sometimes we get somebody may walk away from a care facility, and so they're called out to those events as well. They are very good at what they do in finding people. So usually their briefings that they give me are, hey, we're going out on somebody on a trailhead that got lost or injured, or we're looking for this elderly person who may have wandered away from a care facility. This briefing was a little bit more, I don't want to get into the details, but when they sent it to me, I thought, this is not our normal.
Okay, guys, 1 second here. We're getting a feed. 1 second. Take this down. Fox 13 Seattle. We're going to give them the credit. I cannot imagine how the Guthrie family must feel. So violated. and all of that. It seems like that it's kind of felt like they've known that this wasn't going to end good. I pray that there's good news, but it just does not. I don't get this feeling that they're expecting um, something good to happen out of this. You know what I mean? So just waiting for them to go, the press conference to start, and then I'll make myself smaller. It's 5 minutes after, which is not really that late for a press conference. It does not seem random, Jim. It absolutely does not. Let me see here. 1 second here. Yeah, and this is close. This is out of Arizona. Yeah. What do you think they're going to say? I think it's something very significant. Maybe they have found her. Maybe they have arrested someone. Maybe both. Maybe they need help with, more of the public. Maybe they've identified someone. They're looking for something, but it's got to be pretty significant because this was very quick. There was no plan on making this press conference. It just came out of the blue, which tells me they want to get this out before it leaks out, whatever it is, so they can say how they want to say it. Never mind. Is my volume down? I just want to make sure my volume is okay. Everything good? I agree with that. Every case should be this important. I agree. The reason because that's the credit. 13 Seattle is who the credit I'm crediting in the banner. It is in Pima County, but I'm crediting the news source that I'm getting the feed from. I like to do that, Let me see it like this. Do it like this. Put it down on the bottom here. Someone posted for that county home invasion and robbery was up. No. But elderly abductions are so rare. They really are. Very, very rare. Something had to happen between, you might as well say 9:45 and 2 a.m. Right? She couldn't have been home more than 5 hours. Let's see here. Yes, her name is Nancy Guthrie. She did a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Things on the Today Show with their daughter. Of course, Savannah was just absolutely proud of her mom and credited her for everything that that was good. Of course, Savannah today, she asked for prayers for her mom, the situation. It is obviously a crime scene. One newscast this morning mentioned she lived alone with her dog. There has been no other mention of her dog. That's interesting. I did know she lived alone, but I've not heard about a dog. So that is interesting that you mentioned that. Okay, it kind of makes me feel like they're getting ready as well. The church members is the one that, when she didn't show up. Are we getting close? I wonder. No, Savannah, she's in New York. That's where they record the not record. That's where they do the live Today show. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Tammy, absolutely. But I do want to say that they did find a trail of blood. They did find a trail of blood in this, so I think that would, I think that kind of makes it a little different. You know what I mean? For those of you guys just joining us, reporting now is that Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother, who was missing, her pacemaker stopped syncing to her Apple Watch around 2 a.m. Around 2 a.m. I'm wondering if someone knocked on her door pretending to say they ran out. No, Nicole, see, this is, from what I understand, this is a very safe community. I can't remember if they said it was gated or not, but I don't think she would answer a door. And the door was wide open. The door was wide open, which means uh, they took her out in a hurry. Sugar, I agree. I don't think it's going to be uh, wasn't in a. So the sheriff made something clear on that when he said she was taken out of her bed. He didn't mean necessarily physically she was taken out of her bed, meaning she was just she was taken out of her home. Delivery driver, staff, but this is absolutely someone familiar. I would be gobsmacked if this isn't someone familiar. And for what? You know what I mean? This is going to be someone who, it wouldn't surprise me if boils down to money of some sort, some financial, maybe someone was taking out of, um, her financial means, and they were getting caught up, or they was getting ready to be caught up in it or something. But to take someone out of their home, an 84-year-old woman, and she was sharp as a tack with her mind. Body, not so much. When you get older, your mind goes first or your body goes first. You can be, absolutely 100% sane in your head, but your body's tired and your body's weak, or your body will be fine and then your mind, you know so it's kind of one or the other. But in Nancy's case, it was her body. uh she couldn't physically do a lot or walk a lot, but she still had her wits about her. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. They came home at 9, what was it, 9:45. Her daughter dropped her off. They had just had dinner, and what do you do after you have dinner? Someone like this, they might go in and they might watch television, or do a puzzle, or they go to bed, one or the other. Someone had to know that she was home. They had to know she lived by herself as well, right? Here we go.
Good morning. I don't know that everybody knows who's here. Of course, I'm Sheriff Chris Nanos. John Edwards is the Tucson chief here for the FBI, and he'll have some words for you as well. This is really, for me, uh, pretty new, all the media attention. So I apologize to you for sometimes I'm speaking in generalities, and I'm not used to everybody hanging on to my words and then trying to hold me accountable for what I say, but I understand. So we're going to try our best to be succinct with you in the future. And also more important for you to understand is um, we have a lot of work in front of us. We have a job to do, and we have someone's life who is in jeopardy. And so job number one is we got to find her, and we got to work hard to do that. I understand there's great attention on this, and rightfully so. And I appreciate it. And I thank you for it because it has generated a lot of leads for us. And so we're tracking those leads, and we're doing things with evidence that you would expect us to be doing. So having said that, we're going to set this up. I know that a number of you yesterday, um, you guys drove me crazy. Yesterday, I was going from AM to all the way to 9, 10, 11 midnight, answering concerns and questions, and it's just too tough. And it's not fair to the case. So what I'm going to tell you is today we're going to do this similar to what we're doing right now. Here we'll take questions. It's not really my briefing; it's your briefing. You'll be able to ask us some questions. We'll probably shut you off after a while because I just can't be here all day. We have work to do. But we'll take some questions, and then in a couple of days, unless something breaks, we'll do this every couple of days. So, and we'll set up with you through our PIO teams to give you anything that comes up that might change, but clearly they will notify you on these, what I call media briefings. So with that, I'm going to ask John to come up. If you've got a statement to say, John, and then we'll take some questions and we'll get back to work.
Hello, I'm John Edwards. My spelling is Jonedwards. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI's office here in Tucson. First, we want the community to know that the FBI is doing everything in our power to bring Nancy Guthrie home to her family. The FBI is working alongside the Pima County Sheriff's Department on this incident. In terms of what the FBI is doing, we are providing the following support. Primarily, it's analytical and technical support in the following ways. We're downloading and analyzing cell phones, obtaining cell tower information, conducting interviews, and providing any and all investigative support that the Sheriff's Department needs. We're looking at this from every angle it needs. We're looking
What? Oh, for fuck's sake. What? Why did it go out? One second, guys. Here we go. Let me try. It was a little bit behind there.
It's like I said earlier, we're looking at all the leads, And we don't know. We're going to assume both sides of that. We'll look at both sides of that. One second.
Idea what Nancy Guthrie was wearing, or the type of car that she might have left from, or any identifiable information that the public could use to help with those tips?
We do not.
Sheriff, do you believe that one or more than one person was involved in the kidnapping?
I just no clue. It could have been one. It could have been more. I don't know. Let me get. One second.
Is there any indication that Nancy Guthrie is still alive? We know the medication played a critical role here. It's been 48 hours. She needs it every single day. Are you looking for someone that is still alive?
We hope we are. We hope we are.
Sheriff said earlier that you don't believe there's a wider threat to the public. If you're not sure if it's targeted, why do you believe there's no wider threat to the public?
Well, we have crime in Tucson all the time, right? Like any city. And so when you say a threat to the public, is there somebody out there who's kidnapping elderly people in the middle of the night every night? We've not heard that. We don't believe that's the case. We do believe that Nancy was taken from her home against her will, and that's where we're at.
Sheriff, when you reference violence at the site, can you elaborate on that? And also, was there a sign of forced entry, any valuables taken, any bank or ATM cards used after her disappearance?
We're not getting into that. What I'd tell you is, like any crime scene, we processed this crime scene. We gathered all the evidence we could, to include looking for what? Fingerprints, DNA, camera images, everything you can imagine. And we gathered that out. Those things have been submitted forward to labs, to technological companies to help us. And we're like you. We're waiting for those returns to come back.
Did you find DNA that did not belong in that house?
The window of time from when she was last seen to when she was reported missing, and I know you guys are asking for help from the public, is there any way to narrow down what time you might be helpful? I know there was a report about a pacemaker dinging like around 2 o'clock in the morning. Is there any way to indicate to people, hey, look around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. to help them identify what they might have?
I really don't want to get into narrowing down the time, because narrowing it down means we could miss some tips and leads. We're working on with the data we've submitted for investigative analysis. We're working to see if that time can be tightened up. But for now, we're going with what we told you earlier. She was dropped off at 9:30, and she was found to be missing at about 11 o'clock Sunday morning. Let me get this one.
DNA of anyone else found in the house?
We've submitted all kinds of samples for DNA, and we've gotten some back, but nothing to indicate any suspects.
Anybody strange in the neighborhood? I know you're looking at video, different surveillance camera, anything that we should be looking at, different cars?
I have nothing in that regard.
Have many demands been made by kidnappers?
We have all kinds of investigative leads we're working on.
Sheriff, we noticed that the camera on the front of the house is missing. Do you believe the perpetrator purposely took the camera?
Don't know that. We're looking into that as well. Yes, sir.
That scene's been fully processed now. We saw deputies leave around 6 o'clock last night. We didn't see tape go up. Amazon driver was able to walk right up to the door. Is that pretty standard for how you handle this?
The scene is done. We're done with the residents. If we need to go back to get, maybe we want to do something with some other piece of evidence there, we contact the family and let them know. But we've turned that over to the family. I don't have the time, but it was sometime yesterday, I believe.
Have you recovered any tire tracks or any
No, ma'am.
footprints around the house?
No.
Was there
Can
any?
you please take us through the timeline that you've established of the events so far and what
9:45, 9:30, 9:45, we were told she was left at her home.
Thank you,
by
Dee.
the family.
Thank you, love.
At 11 o'clock in the morning, the family got notice from somebody at church that she was not at church. They went to the home, found her to be missing. That's the timeline. From Saturday night, 9:45, we'll say, to Sunday morning, 11 o'clock.
Have you been
Let me get somebody back here, please.
Have you interviewed the people that reported her missing, the people from the?
That's the family. Oh, from the church as well. We're doing all kinds of interviews. Yes, I'm sure we have.
Have you been able to access the footage from the cameras at the house?
Where that's all been submitted, and we're doing our best with those companies who own those cameras or built those cameras.
Are there any plans to release those videos from the cameras, from the surveillance? Are there any plans to release the video from the cameras, surveillance footage?
We don't even have them yet, so no, not at this time. This is an active investigation.
There's a report of a suspicious man a few doors down last week. Is that anything that you guys are aware of?
I'm not aware of it. My detectives may be. There's a lot of detective work being done. And I just can't get into those weeds or even discuss with you what they may not have learned.
For
Yes,
About
ma'am.
Support from the board yesterday. Are there specific resources that maybe the board has not granted that would have made a difference responding to this case?
Well, that's getting into my own local politics. I apologize. Yes, the board a few weeks ago denied a request for more cameras, more drones, more AI capabilities with our own body worn cameras. All those things, that you'd have to talk to the board. I, yeah, I'm not probably not the right time to go into this.
Sheriff,
Thank you,
Let me
DFS.
get somebody else here.
Thank you, my friend.
She's still in this area.
Do we believe?
Do you believe she's still in this area, or is there somewhere else?
We don't know where she is. So you like any investigation, you start from the point of where we last saw her and we work out, and we're working as far out as we can go.
Sheriff, can you walk through,
Sheriff,
were there evidence of
forced entry at the house, like any broken windows or whatever? Does it seem like people just went in and out?
There are concerns at the house that concerned us from the early on part of this investigation, and that's all I will tell you. Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Is there any history with Nancy needing police at her place, or concerns where she was worried about somebody following her, or?
Our investigative team has looked into all of those things, and that has not been brought to my attention. So she may have had something like that, but I'm not aware of it.
What is your extent of collaboration with the federal government? Obviously, FBI is here, CBP, are there other agencies also involved?
CBP's role in this was in our search and rescue mission, where we constantly use them. They have great dogs. Our dogs aren't tracking dogs for this. Theirs are, and so they came out and did that. Anybody else though that we've asked for help from, whether it's the FBI, I know if we needed help from CBP or DEA or ATF, they would gladly give it. I've heard from leadership from all sorts of agencies, not just at the federal level, but across the state. Every one of them saying, Sheriff, you need anything, we're here.
Sure. So you obviously said investigators, when they got on scene, they found suspicious circumstances. When the family called originally to report her missing, did they say anything about the state of the home?
I don't know that. I don't know. Let me hang on. Let me make sure I'm getting some different people here. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so there was blood that was found inside the house and you're testing it for DNA. How much blood and where was it?
I'm not saying there's blood inside that house or outside that house. What I'm saying is our team processed a scene like you would think of any crime scene. We go in and we process it. We look for things like that, blood, DNA, any kind of physical evidence, fingerprints, anything. And all of that is gathered and submitted to a lab. That lab will report back to us what they find. So far, that what we found from that lab is nothing that would tell us this is who did this.
We'll take a couple more questions and then the sheriff's got to go.
Sheriff, can you walk through the evidence that was found at the scene in as much detail as possible?
No, I cannot.
What is
I
the
cannot.
bottleneck to the surveillance footage? I know you said some of it is in the cloud, but you've also been reached out to tech companies that are saying they're cooperating. Why do you not have the surveillance footage on media?
That's what I tell them. How come I don't have this? Where's my evidence? It is a process, and I'm sorry, but we're grateful that there's large corporations and companies who have bent over backwards to help us, to say, hey, Sheriff, tell us what you need. And so, yeah, I can't slam them. And we've asked them. They know the urgency here, but I'm like you. What do you mean I don't know that now? Yeah, it's tough.
Follow up on an answer that you gave earlier. You were asked if there was
Last question.
You were asked if there was any ransom, and you didn't say no. You said we're following all leads. Does that mean a ransom has come in?
We're following all leads we have. That's all I can tell you. We've got hundreds of leads, and it's from you that produce those leads by telling people we need help, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm not going to get into all that. We have a team designated to deal with all of our leads. They're looking into all of that. We are sharing all of our leads with the FBI. They are helping us in evaluating those leads, how good they are, where that priority should be. And so we're just, look, I know you guys are doing your job and you're doing a great job, but we have a job to do too. And I really need to back away from this for a while, and we'll see you, unless something breaks, we'll see you Thursday morning. PIO will give you a time frame, I'm guessing somewhere around 11:30. But
Thank you. I need your emails. If you are not on the email list, get with me in the corner. I'll be right back.
Okay, so there we have it. That was the press conference. I got to say, I was expecting something much different. To be quite honest with you, this was a very pop-up press conference. Usually when something like this happens, it's something major, and this was not that. I mean, I do appreciate the sheriff wanting to answer questions that they don't answer, and doing this, but there was really no update of anything new that was given. And that's just the way I see it, at least. One thing that's interesting from the press conference is, well, the question was asked, was there a ransom note? And he just says, we're following all leads. Other thing is the blood that was supposedly in the house. He says, I'm not saying there was blood inside or outside of the house, but they talk about it. You know what I mean? Like they've already kind of put these things out that there was blood. So listen to this.
Good morning, Scott. So this new information obviously giving us some pause here, right? So CBS News confirming that blood was found inside the home here. At this point, though, we don't know who this blood belonged to. Could it have been Nancy Guthrie or the suspect perpetrator inside? We're also hearing from the AP confirming that forced entry did happen here at this place. So here's what we know right now. The Pima County Sheriff's Department is telling us that they believe that Guthrie was taken against her will from her bedroom. This happened reportedly while she was sleeping. Now, she was first reported missing after she didn't show up at church on Sunday morning. Investigators say they have her cell phone, they have home security footage. Also, DNA evidence has been sent to Phoenix to be processed. We're told that she was last seen on Saturday at around 9:30, 9:45 after she was dropped off here at home after her dinner. Now, Sheriff Chris Nanos telling us that they have search and rescue tools on the ground the last couple of days, but there's evidence that shows
Michelle.
there's likely more to her disappearance than what's being made public. So obviously a lot of questions that people have right now, but new information this morning with those two pieces of information we just started with, blood found in the home, also forced entry being reported. Sheriff Nanos tells us that they were last seen, Nancy was last seen on Saturday. And here's another thing that they want people to realize here, that there was no ransom note left here. They don't believe that this has anything to do with Savannah.
See, right here, he says there was no ransom note left. And the sheriff just said, we're pursuing all leads. If there's not a ransom, you could say we didn't find a ransom note, but, there could be one out there. Just answer the question. She went to dinner with her daughter. And the daughter's
Savannah
partner.
Guthrie's prominence as a network TV anchor. They do say that she has mobility issues, so she couldn't have gone off by herself, which we now...
Yeah, she couldn't have gone off by herself. She didn't take her car or anything. And now, like I was mentioning that earlier, the pacemaker, it doesn't mean it's stopped. It just means it's no longer technically syncing with the Apple device because her phone was left at home. Everything was left at home.
No, they are looking at this as an abduction here, but also stressing the fact that she does take medication daily to help her live. We just got word, my producer telling me that they are going to have a briefing at 11:30. So we're going to bring you all the latest updates. But right now, outside of Nancy Guthrie's home here, pretty quiet right now. Again, though, 11:30 is when they're going to have another update from the Pima County Sheriff's Department. We'll send things back to you in studio, Scott and Tess.
All right. Colton, we'll check back in with you in the next half hour. But yes, you're so right. Just so shocking to hear this.
This is your call.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just
One second here.
Like phone 2.
I'm so
Is
not
not
used to this
pleased.
new screen with me. Sorry, guys. I'm not used to this new streaming button. User says, I read on Nancy Grace's page that cameras were all cut off when investigators arrived and the Ring doorbell was removed. Now that would be... Where did you read that, Nancy? Hold on, let me go to... 1 second. I can probably go there right now. I would like to see that. Okay. Let's go look at that. No, he didn't say another briefing in 30 minutes. Thursday. Savannah Guthrie's mom's pacemaker stopped syncing with Apple Watch before disappearance. Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker stops syncing with the Apple device on Sunday, the same day she was reported missing from her Arizona home. Okay, according to the source, Guthrie's phone and Apple Watch was found inside the home. While Guthrie had a doorbell camera, it was allegedly missing when police responded to her home on Sunday. Nanos describes the Tucson home as a crime scene. During Monday's press conference, additionally, sources told the Post that evidence, specifically blood and signs of forced entry, or suggested foul play, is involved in Guthrie's ongoing disappearance. That makes me really wonder now. They took the damn doorbell camera? Oops. They took the doorbell camera? There was reports of a weird neighbor or someone like a couple days before she went missing. You know what I mean? 1 second. So neighbors have to have camera footage. They seem to not have a lot at this time. Why does it keep doing this? 1 second. Okay. Guthrie's doorbell camera. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, this is the one we read earlier. Let's go to this one. Let's see what it says. Possible kidnapping or abduction. My God, these ads. I need to pull up my ad blocker. At this point, investigators believe she was taken against her will. Okay, in the middle of the night. Is the reward still just $2,500? DNA evidence found the home to be combed over. Okay, this is where her cell phone, all that. So they did not. I think there was cameras in the house, though. They could get in many ways if they knew where the cameras were and there was a blind spot. Yeah, but it seemed like they were, if there's blood left behind and the doors open, and if her dog was there, if she had a dog, people are saying she had a dog. If her dog was there, that would, did the dog leave? Yes, the Ring doorbell. I don't think it's gated. No. It had to be this had to be pre-planned to a certain extent. I mean, it's most likely someone that knows her, but the way I'm just thinking about that doorbell camera or whatever. A neighbor reported that police they heard strange activity going on Nancy Guthrie's house between midnight and 4 a.m. when disappeared between Saturday night and Sunday morning, reported by news. From what I understand, she did not have a personal caretaker. They still can upload to the cloud, absolutely. As long as you pay for the service, though. You have to pay for the service, which I'm sure she probably did. Let me see here. What just came out here? What we know about okay, this came out 2 minutes ago. This should be everything that we know. Hey, War, good to see you, baby. Oh, damn. They want you to... 1 second. I think it's Hello Magazine. Here we go. I just got a new virus software thingy, and I disabled my other one, and I forgot to enable the thing. It's giving me a tough time right now. I got to fix it. Savannah Guthrie's missing mom, live updates. Latest police conference on investigation. Husband breaks silence more from crime scene. What do you mean husband breaks silence? The sheriff was asking a number of questions of the investigator, including whether Nancy Guthrie's family confirmed on this date of her home when they initially reported her missing. I don't know about that, he replied. He was also asked about the blood found inside of Nancy's home, which they are testing for DNA. I'm not saying that there was blood inside or outside of the home. What I'm saying is our team has processed the scene, and we would, like we would any other crime scene. Oh, Michael Fieldman, Savannah's husband breaks his silence about this. Okay. I was like, she wasn't married. He told Page 6 that he doesn't have anything new to report on the case. He feels, unfortunately, most unhelpful in the search, but is remaining present and responsive, also expressing gratitude for the media of their thoughtfulness. Okay. I don't know. No one looking for rugs would be strategic. No, I really feel this is money related. You know what I mean? Like, she gave someone money, or they were taking money from her, and they were going to discover this or whatever. Something like that. Thank you, DFS. I appreciate you, my friend. Cash for rugs. You guys think it's just what is it? Do you guys think this is just someone that perhaps it was just like random that someone could, and this just happened to be Savannah Guthrie's mom? Or is it like a neighbor, nephew that was staying at the house, or, around there? Is it a ruggy? I don't know. The White House has weighed in with the call for help for the search. The search for Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, is ongoing, and authorities are requesting assistance from the public. Anyone with information is urged to contact 911. Our prayers are with the Guthrie family as we hope for Nancy's safe return. The sheriff of Pima, Arizona, County, Arizona, said that the mother of Savannah Guthrie's might have been abducted as authorities asked for the... Is that what you sent, Kiki? I mean, I thought there was blood too. But he's like, I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there isn't. Possible now DNA evidence found is what is being considered a crime scene. Mother of today's will be tested. I mean, what the hell? I mean, it's got to be DNA or blood, one or the other. Has to be. There's so many possibilities. Looking at her age, they need her alive, if for money. Yeah, make sure no will is changed during those days. You know what I mean? I don't think it's likely she's alive. I really don't. I don't think it's very likely at all. I really hope I'm wrong. Brand new. On MS, this was it right here. Watch this. Yeah, if there's a troll or something, we'll just block them.
Pima County Sheriff
They
Chris
can't be an
Nanos, who is leading
adult.
this investigation. Sheriff, thanks for making yourself available. I know it's a
This is where
busy
he says
time
it.
for you and your staff. You've shared that investigators are using helicopters and drones and infrared systems. You have teams on the ground. Here we are now, about 48 hours in. Can you give us any new information about where your investigation stands?
Well, the air and ground searches, that you'll see that slow down. I was just watching your telecast there. Those things are going to slow down. We're pushing more to the investigative side of this. We through the night learned a little bit more about some of the things we've submitted for DNA with the labs, but nothing really that would be help us identify a suspect. We've also moved, throughout today, we hope to have more technology coming into play for us. We've submitted a lot of things from license plate readers to intersection cameras to
I like the
downloads
sheriff.
of cell
I
phones
don't have
and
a
cell
problem with
tower
him.
dumps and all of the things that you're probably well aware of that happens in these investigations. That's starting to trickle in. We have a few things coming in today, and we're going to just keep moving.
What is it specifically that leads you to believe that Nancy Guthrie was harmed and that she was taken from her home against her will?
I'm learning too. I guess everybody's hanging on every word. Look, you were physically, in my mind, we believe she's physically removed from that home against her will. Is she harmed because she was beaten up or stabbed or shot or any type? That is not what I meant. She is an 84-year-old woman who went to bed, and sometime in the middle of the night, she was removed from that home. And now, here we are, like you said, 48 plus hours, and this lady needs her medication. And so, yeah, it's not good.
The Los Angeles Times is reporting there was blood found in her home. Can you confirm that?
No, I don't know where they get that from. I'm not confirming it. I'm not denying. I'm saying I have no clue where that comes from.
Now he says can't confirm or deny. and this is probably someone, some of the neighbors, or even a police officer, crime scene investigator, leaking this to a trusted member of the public. Hey, Burn Popcorn.
Did was we went in, processed the crime scene like any other crime scene. We did some blue light, took some samples,
Blue
and
light.
submitted
There
those
you go.
for DNA. So far, they've come back with no real profile for us other than what you would expect, her profile.
So if you believe she was taken by somebody, do you at this point have any idea whether that someone is a person she's familiar with or a total stranger?
We don't know that. You know, yeah, we're just too early on. Like I say, some of the evidence that we've submitted for analysis and a breakdown, I wish it came as fast as we could, but you know, we can only move as fast as that information is gathered and submitted, and the results come to us. Some of that, though, I hope will lead to a good suspect, particularly the camera imaging that we've taken from the home. We'll see. We'll see what that. Boy,
Does the camera show somebody else at the home?
Well, that's the problem. Is the cameras we're working with, they're not on a cloud, so the data has to go through a server. It has to take some time to get to the company that has that and get them warrants and services. There's some legalese you've got.
So it sounds like it's on a cloud, right? It sounds like it's on a cloud, and you know they've got to get that. And each company is different. Some will give up the information a lot easier.
But everybody's working with us on this. I can't even tell you how many different corporate America, Google, Apple, Meta, all these companies have said, whatever you need, Sheriff, they're there, and we're utilizing that
Yacht Club.
that leverage.
I tell this story all the time. I was watching this video of this young girl. She was at the bus stop, and this guy, this creep, gets out of the car, and he tries to kidnap this young girl. And she was brilliant. And I always tell this to people to do this. You know what she did? She sat on the ground. She sat directly on the ground, because once you're on the ground, it's hard for them to get you up and carry like that. Get to the ground and claw the motherfucking ground if you don't have anything around you. Get as low as you can. This little girl, she was brilliant. She just went straight to the ground, and he freaked out and he ran, because once you're, you know, gravity, and it's harder to pick you up and all that. And I will never forget that. And I give people that tip all the time. So yeah, go straight to the ground if somebody's trying to, you know, kidnap you. Claw their fucking eyes out.
To get things done as quickly as we can.
I know that you want to be careful about sharing
Of
certain
course, I can
details.
see
Can
you,
you just
Sandwich.
explain why you are being
Love
so
you, darling.
cautious and not releasing everything that you have?
I've just now been able to see you. I don't know if you was in here earlier, Sandwich, but sometimes people will be like, it like almost like shadow bans someone until they'll say, "Do you see me?" And then it'll pop up. It's so weird. I've done that before. I've been in chat. I'm like, can anybody see me?
And being super transparent on that. I know that there are important investigative reasons, and for our viewers to help us understand, you know, why that is. What can you say about that?
Well, you know, you have to protect the integrity of your investigation and your efforts for courtroom analysis and the courts to be able to have a fair trial if we ever find somebody and charge them. But that's just typical any type of police crime investigative efforts.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody can pick my chunky ass up anyways, after they kidnap me, I'm going to look like the Exorcist girl. I'm seriously going to look like the Exorcist girl. I'm going to piss on you. I'm going to throw up on you. Bleh. You SOB, you ain't taking me anywhere. Jab your eyes.
There's a strategy used because there's certain things at any crime scene that only the individuals at that scene will know about. And you really want to protect that information so that when you do find a suspect,
start talking like you're possessed or something. They'll be like, oh shit. I'm not taking this crazy mofo. I'm not taking this crazy mofo.
And you do start to interview him or her, you may get some detail or some information that tells you that is information only the person there would know. And so, yeah, that as well as the integrity of the case itself. I get it in today's world with all the information flow out there so fast. Everybody wants to know. I want to know, but there's a protocol for this, and it's with good reason. And it really is about protecting the rights of everybody.
Of course, there's always urgency in any missing person investigation, but this one is especially critical because, as you've shared, Nancy Guthrie needs her medication to survive. Yes. You've been asking the public for help in this case. Has that generated any significant leads?
Absolutely. And I thank you, the media, and everybody out there from just local to national. We're getting in a lot of leads and a lot of good tips. We're chasing those down. Unfortunately, right now, nothing's come up to say, this is really solid. This is the direction we're going in. But I continue to ask, please call that number you put up on your screen. And if you've got any kind of information, just give it to us. We also have a link on our website at the Pima County Sheriff's Department website, where if you've got a photo or a video or anything, you can hit that link and download it to us immediately. That helps us tremendously as well.
And again, we put up that number for those who may be listening and didn't see it. I'll read it to you. It's 5.
What do you mean? My PE teacher used to tell us to pick our nose 42 years later, and I still remember that. What do you mean, like pick your nose when you're getting kidnapped? I was saying yesterday he was crying, and today he's kind of giggly. He is walking it back, I feel. Yeah. Yep. I feel like he might have. Remember how he kept saying, I'm getting used to this. I'm not used to this. I feel like he's walking a little bit of it back because of that, right? Something like that.
520-351-4900. Of course, you can also just call 911. Sheriff Chris Nanos, thank you so much for taking the time with us. We appreciate it, and we wish you and all the people involved.
So there we have it. There we have it. Making sure there is nothing new. That's came out. Police found DNA evidence amid the search of Savannah Guthrie's missing mom. Yeah, there is homicide detectives there. Sure is. Sure is. We took samples. What we hope we will have enough of DNA profile, he told NBC News. As well, he told NBC News in a report shared on today, February 3rd, that will give us an identification as to what we're looking at. They have to have a suspect, probably, like behind the scenes, or a good idea, right? Savannah says, please pray, read a message that the 54-year-old shared on Instagram February 2nd adding in her caption, "Thank you for lifting your prayers with ours for our beloved mom, our dearest Nancy, a woman of deep conviction, a good and faithful servant. Raise your prayers with us," Savannah continued, "and believe with us that she will be lifted by them in this very moment. We need you. Bring her home." Just sad. And you can see all the times that she's been on the program. Just so many times that she's been on the program here. One. I don't know. This looks like a ball game or something like that. Here she is here. She looks very young and vibrant here. I would say, Savannah, you can tell that's her mom. You can tell that's her mom. And of course, you have Mrs. Bush. Well, her name's not Bush now, Hager. There's Hoda. I love Hoda. I think there's like, how many siblings is there? Like 4? Something like that. Such a cute duo, yeah. What if the unaliver was in chat, but they were timed out and blocked? I don't know. I don't know. A missing person with some of these comments are ridiculous. Yeah. Pick your nose, but you're not. There are only 2 white girls in the orphanage. Okay, I don't know what some of y'all are talking about. All right, guys, so that's it on this one. If anything comes about, I will let you know. They said the next press conference is going to be Thursday. And unless anything happens between then, now and then. I will be back live here in a little bit. We're covering the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. Got some very interesting information that we're going to be talking about again this evening. I have to go run and get some stuff done before then. So more than likely just an idiot. There's a lot of those. Actual ransoms are so rare nowadays. Not saying it doesn't happen. I don't know enough about the families. She's a news anchor, not like an actual Bush sister. I think I agree. The ransom things doesn't work like it used to, right? But when someone's on rugs and all this stuff, you just never know. You just never know. Happy Aaron running. Yeah. Grace, I'm not, Summer, I'm not doing tonight. We're working on some things with Summer's case right now, but we will be soon. We'll be doing Sebastian tonight, episode 3 of our deep dive. You'll want to see it. I would, yeah, they would, Sharon. Mods got their workout today, did they? Fun. Thank you, mods. Thank you, members. Thank you, chat. God bless you. Bye-bye.